Hi, and welcome to Mom Boss Chronicles. We are your hosts. I am Jen.
I'm Sue.
And we are empowering and inspiring people through meaningful conversations. So make sure to like and subscribe to listen to great content weekly.
Welcome back to Mom Boss Chronicles, everybody. I'm really excited to have today Kimberly Currie. She is a award-winning brand ambassador for skincare. She is the founder and CEO of Wanderluxe Skincare, which we'll get into more. She also has a skincare studio, spa studio in Pittsburgh, OUI. And so pumped to have you here today because I want to hear about everything that you've had going on, how you got into it. We actually got connected through my friend Brian. I think you met him at a Shark Tank type competition, right?
It's like a mastermind competition. Yeah.
That's amazing. So, and I saw too, you were in like a beauty one as well recently, right?
Yeah, I've done that twice actually for two different brands. So all of the Shark Tank things, except actual Shark Tank.
Yeah, well, that'll be next. You know, we're setting we were talking before about setting goals for 2025. So there you go. So tell me more about Wanderluxe. I mean, I think that is such an incredible product. I love the sustainability aspect of it, obviously, as well, which is amazing. Yeah. So how do you how did you get into skincare?
So it's actually all I've ever done. So I've been obsessed with the beauty industry. It kind of like called me since I was a child. So my mom had a Mary Kay lady that would come to the house, you know, as so many of us do. And her name was Valerie, and she would always bring me like little samples of things. And like, I just thought that was the best. So like, it like came to me as an infant. I mean, I remember being like 4 or 5 years old, like with samples, trying to put it on, you know, my siblings. And then fast forward to high school, I would hang around the counters at like Macy's, you know, all the queens that works there. And like finally one gave me like an opportunity to basically like clean her brushes doing makeup, right? So then from there, I became a licensed esthetician. I moved out to California. I did some internships for some international brands. I worked on some film sets. I became a master makeup artist and also like became more versed in skincare. Moved back to Pittsburgh, and that's when I really started. I opened my spa and I started working on my own line, which the first line that I launched was OUI Beauty, which is I hate to use like marketing terms, but a medical grade, like highly concentrated skincare brand. But what it is it's like really, really safe and effective. It's made for sensitive skin, but it's highly impactful. And that's for back bar and for retail. And then from there, I've made the connections, you know, through the industry to launch Wanderluxe, which Wanderluxe is the first of its kind. I want you to think of kind of, I have a little sample that I can pull up here. I want you to think of kind of like the feel of like a Listerine strip, like very, very light. So we have these like little tiny petals, as you see here. And what you do is you just add some water to it and it fully dissolves into skincare. So on the market right now, I just launched on Amazon a BHA cleanser. So it's like a very deep pore cleanser. What I did was I formulated based on travel needs because it is like more formulated for travel. So everyone, when they go travel, you know, they break out from the sheets or from the airplane or stuff like that. So salicylic acid is the key active ingredient that actually goes in and cleans out the pore to make sure your skin is clear. And then about to launch in January will be a 0.5% hyaluronic acid serum. So that's coming. So again, when you're traveling, you're usually dry, you're dull, you're not drinking as much water. So we formulated for that. And then down the pipeline, probably by summertime, by peak travel season, we're going to have facial moisturizer, body wash, shampoo, and conditioner.
I love that.
30 days worth of product and lighter and smaller than a deck of cards.
Oh my God.
That's so incredible.
Especially when traveling.
Like, yeah, because listen, I hate to pack all of that shit. Right.
Me too.
And
the big cleansers,
right. And like, you know, I was like, I'm like, today's going to be the day this explodes in my suitcase. And then, you know, you bank on perhaps wherever you're staying having stuff, but usually that product is not good and it's cut with water or whatever. So I'm so excited.
Spoiled with my skincare and body care at this point that when I go to a hotel, if I forget it and I like wash, my skin will actually like be so dry and flaky that it's so dramatic. I'm like, you can handle like a one-time shitty wash. Like I promise you can, but I'm so spoiled at this point after, you know, only using my products. So it's been quite a journey for sure to create this.
Yeah, I imagine so. And have the vision, right? I mean, you're creating something that has not existed before. So, like, to come up with this concept and inception and make it happen is really incredible. And I hope you're patting yourself on the back for sure because
I'll pat myself on the back when it's like selling 1,000 units a day.
yeah, well, you're on Amazon, so I'm sure that's soon to follow.
Yeah, right. It's the concept of dissolvables has definitely been around in the industry, like little fluttering of talking. I know that there's someone that does like an antibacterial hand wash like that, but as far as like highly active skincare in the like paper form, it
Mhm.
hasn't been done yet. And so there has been like slight vision, but as far as like executing it and thinking it was valuable enough to put like your time and money and effort into it to bring it to market was just definitely a leap of faith. But I sat with it for, maybe 2 weeks before I jumped on the idea. And I really like every day, that's all I could think of it as I was like, this would just like save so much time and space and money, like when you're traveling, because it would just be already in your bag. You wouldn't even have to think about it. And, with the price of like carry-ons and checked bags and like, people are just trying to pack stuff in backpacks and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Like I was realizing when I was traveling, because I do travel a lot for the brands and for the business, like half of my bag was my toiletries. And I was like, this
Uh-huh.
isn't like, this is
Me too.
actually crazy. I would rather have shoes, right? So
Same.
shoes.
Yeah, I love that.
Was it hard to kind of pull together the team, to develop the product?
Actually, the my chemist and my chemical supply team has actually probably been the easiest part about this entire thing. I already have an incredible design team that was able to help me with the design of the packaging. Him and I work really really well together. He's helped me with other projects in the past, so getting like that part together was really quick. My chemist is amazing. She's a brilliant woman. My chemical supplier, she's also a brilliant woman. If you can, like, I try to like often
Love
employ
it.
just
Yeah.
women.
I love that.
But then I did try a big part that was really difficult to find was finding a proper manufacturer
Okay.
because it is very rare and it's not something that is like regularly done through one company. And it was a woman owned company. And I was really excited. They were like, yeah, we can do it. And then it was like crickets for like almost 2 months where they were just like, yeah, we got it. And then like nothing. So I
Oh,
had to pivot and find a new manufacturer. And probably manufacturing has been the most difficult thing because it is such a like I don't want to say like a fragile formula, but it's just like a new concept. It's not like we're just throwing ingredients in a bottle and then like capping it and moving on. Like you have
right.
to dry it and then you have to remember like okay, well it's like a dissolvable, so the humidity has to be really low. And then it's like how do we cut it? Like
Ooh, I didn't even think about that.
small batch lab, we were cutting it with like literally like a paper cutter, like a little tiny like shape cutter.
Yes.
So then we're like, okay, well, how we can't possibly like finger snap these out. So basically, manufacturing has been my most difficult challenge. But I found an incredible man in Florida. He's very bright. He's dedicated to the vision, and he's working really, really hard for me. And I'm super appreciative of that. So we're in it now.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Full speed ahead, baby.
It's about finding your right team.
It is. You're only as good as the people you surround yourself with, right?
100%. And I think you're only as good as the criticism you're willing to accept as
No, so
well.
true. So
You
true.
know,
'Cause you've gotten feedback, I'm sure.
I mean, being in the entrepreneur space, especially as women, as I'm sure you can understand, often you're around a guy and you're like, oh, that man has never been told to shut the fuck up in his life. Can I say shut the fuck up?
Yes,
Oh, yes,
100%. Uh-huh. I
And
love
also,
that.
like, there's other ones on the other hand of things that say, like, oh, he only surrounds himself with people that like are like, yeah, this is the best.
yes.
Cause like I'm
Mhm.
looking at something like this is terrible.
Uh-huh.
But
And nobody told you.
a team of people like let you to like put this out there, that's crazy.
Yeah. I think that's our like power as a woman that we like can accept the criticism and still move forward instead of letting it crumble us and being like, well, then I give up.
Yeah, 'cause
That's
we
done.
don't have egos like
Yeah.
that. It's like, oh my God, you're right. Thank you for pointing this out. And,
I'll-
I'm going to move forward from here and
Yeah.
do the right thing.
Yeah, like unfortunately as women, like no one can be as mean to us as we are to ourselves, right? So like say whatever you have to say. I'm gonna be fine.
Uh-huh.
Right.
And I'd rather you tell me than it go to market and, my consumer doesn't, if you didn't tell me that this one thing is wrong with
Mhm.
it, at least I know that I'm putting out the best I can for the consumer.
Right. Right.
Right. And it's all about being able to like be able to pivot, right? Take the criticism and be able to pivot, right?
Yeah.
Or when to know when to take the criticism and be like, I have to push it through this way because in
Yes.
my gut, you know what I mean? It's a healthy balance. And I think that's what, differentiates entrepreneurs and their level of success.
Being a visionary. Yeah.
Absolutely. Do you or do you partake in like the daily operations for your spa studio?
What do you mean?
You have like a
The
studio, right?
operation. Oh, yes,
Yeah.
yes. Sorry, I misunderstood you. Yeah, I'm here right now, actually. So like my office is in my spa. I'm in the spa every day. I still take clients, which
Oh,
is
wow.
crazy, but I can't give them up. Like if I'm
Yeah.
away for a week and I'm like not doing clients, like I crumble. Like I'm like, I need to know what's going on in their life. I need to hear the gossip. Like I
I
need to
love
have a
that.
thumb. Also, like, my employees like trust me to drive the ship, right? I have an amazing and incredible manager that manages the spa and helps, but like, it's my business. I'm the
It's
pulse,
your baby. Yeah.
I also, have a really good relationship with all my employees right now. For like the first time in like the almost 6 years of the spa being open, my employees are like an incredible team full of people that are willing to learn and accept feedback, and like make changes. And also they have drive. So it's been such a great experience lately. But yeah, I'm at the spa every day. I'm at the spa every day, even when people aren't here. Like I'm still running the vacuum. I'm still doing laundry. like that's
It's your
just how.
baby.
Yeah. You're not too good for it all. I love
Right.
that.
Right.
Yeah.
Speaking of baby, you do have a son,
I
right?
do. Yeah, my
How old
son.
is your son?
My son is 4. His name is
Oh.
Clark, and he is just like, I knocked it out of the park the first time. Like he's so great. My dad passed away before he was born, but he's named after my dad. And it's really incredible because he shares so many like mannerisms of my dad, or like mannerisms.
Isn't that funny how that happens?
So he's funny and he's loud and he's compassionate and like just the best.
Does he like skincare?
He's gonna have great skin.
I'm not even lying to you that he will literally not go to bed until he has his face cream on.
I love
I
that.
love that.
Me too.
He's like, face cream, face cream. He totally knows. But I bet you that he could do makeup better than the majority of girls on Instagram. He has watched me. I mean, I remember like him being days old and me putting him in like a little bouncer like in the bathroom, and I'm like, if I don't feel good, nobody feels good. So like this, I'm getting ready. Like
I love that. Yeah, I'm putting my makeup on.
Absolutely. I mean, you're setting
my makeup right for 4 years, so he's a pro at this point.
Yeah,
That's
for
awesome.
sure. And setting such an amazing example, for your son as an entrepreneur, and just knowing that anything is attainable and you go for your dreams no matter what. Like that's such a wonderful experience for him to have with his mama.
Yeah, I wasn't really exactly a scholar, right? I was always a little bit more observant and, more like street smart. I mean, I lived in a very like cushy suburb. I did not need to have street smarts, but I was way more like common sense intelligent. And he's definitely more that way,
like a doer.
I didn't have necessarily like an entrepreneurial mentor, whereas I'll be able to be like, buddy, like you don't necessarily have to go sit in school for another like 4, 6, 8 years to be successful. So I'm really excited to be able to like give him that perspective. But also he does see, he comes to the shop like very regularly and sees the work, and I take him on work trips. He's been to my manufacturer with me, I take him with me everywhere. Cause like, listen, if you're going to work with me, like I'm a mom.
Yeah.
So
right.
he exists.
That is the reality. And I think that's a beautiful part, for our generation. I mean, we both sell real estate, and my son comes with me on showings all the time. And like, he's like a little real estate agent himself now, and I think that's a beautiful aspect of an entrepreneurial, role that you have, and that we can like our kids tag along and there's no issue. It's like,
we're more than just a mom.
Right. We're a team. This is my team here.
Yeah. They're seeing you as not just mom. Like, yeah.
Well, that's what I'll tell my clients, because sometimes I feel bad, and I'll be like, oh, you can come in this day, but like I'll have to have Clark with me. And every single one of them's like, that's fine. Like, it's cool. Like, that's just how it is. You know what I mean? Like I will, obviously I would never expect them to like him to be here 24/7. One, that's not very fun or whatever, but like I have to do both. So
same.
He's there.
Yeah.
It's life. And it's okay.
It's
again,
fine. It's
right.
fine. It's he's even like, coming and like taking stuff off people's face with like cotton pads and stuff like that. He'll go like shh, 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 and like take it off.
I love that.
He's a character.
It's so cool because I've heard for the younger generation, like teens now, like skincare is a really big part of like their routine. Have you been noticing that with your clients and their daughters or young children?
I speak to them a lot, actually. I'm very fortunate that some of my friends that do have teen kids have like trusted me to like guide them. And I'm like, you don't have to get them like a $70 serum. But I speak to the perks of that, right? Like of it being like a skin focused generation. Like that's incredible. Like Gen Alpha wants to have like the cleanest skin. They want to have clear skin. They want to have glowy skin. And I love that. Whereas like when we were teenagers. Like I was like caking my face with like, you know, like
Me
Dream
too.
Matte Mousse. You know what I mean?
Like the wrong color,
Yep.
totally.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
What
we
is
look
the
crazy.
darkest one that I can get away with?
Bronze, yep, I know. Like
Yeah,
the
so I
makeup.
love that, but it's also very concerning sometimes with the amount of like the strength style formulas that they want to use at such a young age, because it could cause like premature aging.
Oh
And
wow,
so, you know, if their skin is at like peak
delicate.
cell turnover, so if they're using like a very high like retinol or tretinoin, like, you know, under 20 years old, like it could actually speed up the aging process, because like they don't necessarily need that kind of exfoliation. Like their skin's already at peak. So it's definitely a gentle balance and something that I like to talk about. But it is exciting as a skincare owner for people.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And your skin, by the way, is gorgeous. Like I feel like the skin tone is even, it's glowing. Like what do you
Truly.
do? Like
Yeah. What are your tips for us? We need it. We were talking about how we're in our
So dark.
40s and we need all the, you know, all the tips we can get.
Like it's amazing. I have good lighting, so that's one thing. I love Also, you want to make sure that you're like just double cleansing, making sure you're getting everything out of your pores. Add a BHA into your routine a couple times a week. You know, once you cross over into like 25, 30s, like you should be adding a retinol. Retinol can be a little bit difficult. So like I'm sure if you haven't tried it or you've tried it like once or you don't really use it, like with that, it has to be like a gradual introduction. You can't just start using it every day because your face will like peel off and you'll want to die.
Oh wow.
So it's
Yeah.
definitely like a 6-week period of like once a week, twice a week, you know, like
Build up.
definitely getting it, you know, gradually increased to every single day. But also like it does go hand in hand with spa treatments. I recommend finding an esthetician that you trust that isn't trying to sell you like crap. There's so many of them out there that do. And, you know, knowing the treatments that are right for your skin, you don't have to go necessarily get blasted by lasers, but if you
I
do,
know.
make sure
I
you
feel like
use, like,
that's all the
right
talk.
ones.
Yeah, like Morpheus 8 or like crazy procedures.
It's crazy. Like people like try to sell so much. So we do like results-based skincare in the spa. We're not really doing relaxation-based. So like hydrofacials, amazing. You know, a carbon laser peel is amazing. And like any sort of chemical peel, those are things that are just going to keep your skin like glowy, tone even, and very, very simple to maintain. Like you don't necessarily have to go get your face like stabbed with a million needles. Like,
Right.
really
I'd
need
rather
that.
not.
Yeah.
Yeah, same. I'd rather not either, but I'd rather do the right things. And I'm
Yeah.
sure for you, you would say it depends on your skin, right? Not everybody's going to be the same regimen.
Yeah, it's definitely it's variable for sure, and what you want out of your skin is variable for sure. But at a fundamental level, the same general products will work. Now, if you're a little bit more oily, you'd be like a little different. If you're a little bit more dry, it'd be a little bit different.
Mhm.
But once you heal your skin barrier, like you're able to really there's like kind of a standard routine that would help everyone just maintain like a healthy skin. Now, if you wanted different types of things like glowing or help with like pigmentation, there's different things you can add. But, you know, at its fundamentally healthy skin can be treated very similarly.
That's awesome. So would you recommend facials like every month or like is there?
Yeah, 4 to 6 weeks is definitely when I recommend. I've created a membership program so my clients can come in,
I
and
love
it's kind
that.
of like a base membership, and then they can add different add-ons like as we see fit. So like they trust me to guide them on what they need and my staff to guide them. But like there's someone's like, you know what, I'm not going to spend extra money this month. Like let's just do the basic, and that's still beneficial because you're like increasing your cell turnover. You're helping with, you know, all of your circulation, body lymph. You know, you're going to get a lymphatic massage every time. We're going to clean out your pores every time. So like, even a basic facial at the right place is valuable.
I want to be in Pittsburgh right now.
I know, right? We're coming. We're flying. We're flying out. We're
I
coming.
That sounds
And vice versa. If you find yourself coming out to like New Jersey or New York, you'll have to let us know
Yeah.
for sure.
I'm in New York City, so I'll just pack up my stuff. Yeah.
Yes. What are you doing? You're heading up like different venues and stuff like that in Manhattan?
Yeah, so a lot of the beauty industry obviously is in New York. So I do have a lot of meetings there typically. Then there's a lot of shows that come through New York that I'll attend. And then one of my manufacturers is actually on Long Island. So I go out to Long Island quite a bit. And yeah, I just also have friends in New York and I love New York. So I go, it's only like a 40-minute flight. So I'll be on it pretty regularly.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's not bad at all. I didn't
I
think
know,
about how
that's
quick of a
easy.
flight that might be.
Yeah.
Me and Newark Airport, we're like this.
Best friends, right? Do you have any like other competitions kind of scheduled in the future?
So I'm not necessarily going into any other competitions for my brands at this point. I've already like won. Now I will enter them. Actually, that's not necessarily true. I will win them to enter the Wanderluxe into some award ceremonies coming
Okay.
up. So there's one that I might be entering in Miami in January, one in Miami in March, perhaps one in February. I have to see if they're in LA. I have to see if they're having like, every show has like different kind of like award ceremonies, but yeah, this is the year of Wanderluxe. So I'm basically going to go through and enter every single possible thing that I can and just hope that it, works out well.
Yeah,
And spread the
absolutely.
word, right?
Right.
Just keep growing it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you sell it at your salon, like your
Yeah,
product?
so I do have a little bit of inventory here. Most of my inventory ships to Amazon because it's just like
That's awesome.
easiest for people to ship. And then I keep like a little inventory here for my clients and then also for like any online sales from Shopify.
Oh, okay. Shopify. So then the other products that you're going to be making, the shampoo and, body skincare stuff, will that have also Wanderlux, or is that going to be like it'll
Yeah,
be
it'll
under
all
that
be
brand?
Wanderlust. So everything for dissolvables until I focus a little bit more on like men
Yeah.
will be under Wanderlux. Then we'll probably have to do something like a little bit more like, masculine for the
Yes.
men.
I love that you're thinking of men's
Yeah, I love that you're
skincare
going to do
too.
yeah, definitely.
Because
Well,
you
I
know
was
what?
thinking more for like hikers, campers, and
Yeah.
hunters. You know what I mean? Like they don't take a lot of stuff with them. So I was gonna do basically like a scent-free one to make sure that like hunters are able to. Well, these are all scent-free as well. I only use a little bit of like grapefruit oil in it to like give it a tiny bit of a scent, but it's not actually like any fragrance. But like to make sure that I don't put anything in there and for men because like obviously hunters they can't have any sort of thing like that, like scent
Right.
fragrance in their stuff. But yeah, also like they just don't think to pack that kind of stuff.
They do
No.
not. They do not.
Yeah.
They don't.
Yeah. I'm sure they would appreciate it if like,
Right.
yeah, they did.
And
get it.
honestly, the thought process about not having a scent, because I wasn't even thinking
No.
about that with hunting.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, as much as I'm literally a Snow White myself, I could never possibly do it. I'm from a long line of hunters, so
Oh,
I,
that's cool.
I learned a lot.
Yeah, clearly.
Crying about it, yeah.
Aw. Well, I mean, you are truly impressive. Your trajectory level is like whoop. And I'm so
I can't wait to try your product.
Yeah,
So you said
truly.
it's on Amazon. If I look up Wanderlux, I'll find
It's
it.
on there now. It's
That's
actually on a
awesome.
discount right now, but if you buy it, you have to leave a 5-star whether you like it or not. No, I'm
we 100% will. And quite frankly, I'm buying it to inspire me to travel this
Yeah.
year.
So does it come in like?
your resolution.
So does it come in like packs?
Yep. So it's a really, really tiny little pack.
That's awesome.
And then it does have it has like a little like bottom. So if you did want to like open it up and have it freestand, you can, and then, or a little hook, but yeah, it's just a little Ziploc bag. And this is like my favorite part about it, that it is made out of a 30% post-recycled material, but this pack itself is actually 100% recyclable. So it's technically like a net zero product.
That's
I love
amazing.
that.
That's awesome.
Thank you for thinking about our environment like that. Like,
Yeah,
I so appreciate that.
I really do. I mean, it's vegan, it's cruelty free, it's all of those things. And, I forget when people aren't necessarily in the industry, like in the industry now, like it's almost the standard, like you have to make things like that. But you forget when you're talking to people that aren't in the industry, like, no, like it is cruelty free, it is vegan, it is sustainably sourced ingredients, it is sustainable packaging. Like it is that, because that's important. And like I really feel that brands are responsible for that. You know what I mean? Like the average consumer obviously can make the right choice, but like if the consumers aren't giving them a sustainable or like an eco-friendly option, like they're failing.
Yeah.
They're failing the literal planet because they're the ones that are choosing to put it out there.
Yeah, it's like your like ethical duty in a way.
Right.
If you know better, do better.
Like, I think of packaging, very often for other brands and brands that I help through consulting, and I'm just like, this like doesn't feel good. Like I don't want to buy 10,000 units of this. Like it doesn't feel good for me. So I always am trying to look for, sustainable options, even like refillable options I've been starting to do for like my current line. Like I want to reduce first off, I want to stop buying packaging all the time because it's expensive and annoying and storing it sucks. But like, I also want to like, and make people understand, like, you don't necessarily need a new bottle every time. You just, like, pour it in,
Yeah.
I love that.
Repurposing. Yeah. Like thinking smarter.
Right. I mean, and we do. And I appreciate that. I think it's Vital Collagen. It's like a blue, whatever. But anyway, they started putting, like, instead of a plastic canister for the powder, they started using cardboard. And I
love
literally
that.
wrote to them, like, thank you.
Yeah.
And can other people please do these things? Because, listen, like, whether you have children or not, we have kids.
I know.
We have to prepare a better
Future
planet for them,
generation. Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's again, it's the duty of the brand. Like it's there. That's the thing though. Like it's all out there. Like compostable packaging, noodle packaging. Like it's all out there that exists. I've seen it. I've been approached by these companies that do this. The brands that are choosing not to take an eco stance, or they're not choosing to have like eco-friendly packaging, are choosing not to have eco-friendly packaging. It's not because
I mean, it's not that it's not possible. It's possible.
correct.
Yeah. And I believe in karma. Like you're putting out good karma for the world.
I 100% agree with you. Karma's real.
Totally. Yeah, and it's coming. Yeah.
watch out, folks.
Yes. But I love your skin. I can't wait to try your product. I guess anything else that you would tell women as we are aging, or like anything to know about skincare, or?
So I could go on and on all day about skincare. I think that like your listeners are really, they're moms and they're working moms, or they want to be working moms. And I think that it's important to know that like I signed my first lease on the spa and then found out I was pregnant like a month later. So like all this mostly has been created since in coexistence with my son existing. And I think that it's really important to know that like you don't have to pause and be mom. Like you can be both and be really, really good at both. And like I'm the PTA president at my son's preschool, and I go to the classroom things, and like I'm also still a successful businesswoman. And like you don't have to
choose one.
You can do great at both, and you don't have to pause. Like, oh, when they're older, like the time is now. Like you're valuable. Like you can do it all, and takes hard work, but you can. And I think that's really important for people to know. Like you don't have to wait till they're older. You can do it right now.
Yeah. I love that.
Amen to that.
I mean, that's what we do too.
Yep.
We balance it. I mean, but it's important because I feel like if I paused it, I would be depressed or sad, like that I paused my life.
Right. No idle time.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. No idle time. Yeah, it's you can't do anything right as a mom, or like a mom or partner or wife or whatever you are in a business owner. You can't do it all right. Like you know what I mean? Like, even moms that stay at home all day long, they're not doing everything right. Moms that are working full time for a corporation aren't doing everything right. Entrepreneurial moms aren't doing everything right. Like you just can't. So like you have to do what fulfills yourself. Otherwise, you're going to fail worse at everything else. Like I know personally, if I was at home all day long, like as much as I adore every single second with my son, I would feel like a piece of crap. Like I just wouldn't feel good. I wouldn't feel like myself, right? And then some women, I know they thrive in that, and that's great. We should support them as well, because as we all know, that would be way harder than what we're doing. Like that would be significantly harder. But I don't think that you have to be idle. I think that you can live your life. I think you can have nights with your friends. I think you can go on girls' trips. I think you can go on business trips. I think you can do it all. And no matter, like, everyone's gonna judge you no matter what. So like, fuck it.
Just fuck it.
Yes.
Oh my God. I feel like you are a vibe. That's exactly how I feel and think, and Sue too. Like that's our vibe.
We talk about that all the time. You have to take care of yourself, right?
Yeah.
Take care of yourself.
Then you show up better. Yep. You show up better, I feel like, as a mom and as an entrepreneur and as a business owner.
Yep.
Like you're 100%. And it's, like I said, it is hard work, but everything is hard work.
Yeah. That's life.
Life, baby.
Yes.
No loser mentality. That's for sure.
100%. 100%. Oh my gosh, Lee, you're so incredible to chat with. I'm so impressed with everything you have going on. So we'll be sure to link all of your accounts when we post this.
I think Sue and I are going to plan a trip to Pittsburgh. We need a girls trip there. We're going to your spa.
Seriously.
I'll plan the whole thing. We'll go to dinner. We'll have a great time. You guys should come out. It'll be great. We could do a follow-up. content.
I love it.
In person with our glowing skin.
Yes, exactly.
Well, I hope you ladies have the best new year. I'm so proud of you. It was really nice to have this chat, and let me know if I can ever do anything for you guys.
I appreciate it.
And wishing you all the best success and growth in 2025.
Thank you. Same to you. All right, you guys take care.
Thank you all for listening. Take care.